Hey guys, the show's about to start. Sit back, relax, take a hit, and enjoy.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. My bitch so stuck. I ain't honest, but I get the bugs.
All I want right in the chest, big dog. Pull the white walls, no flex involved.
TokeTok Radio with Mountain Man and the Wizard.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of TokeTok After Dark with your boy, the Wizard, and I got a special guest in here once again. I actually did that interview with him, I think like a week ago, something like that, bro. But anyway, why don't you let the people know who you are?
It's your man Chico in the building. You know the vibes. Brought my mans over here. Some of this fine Keith. Finna talk about his conspiracy theories. Finna have an amazing podcast. You already know the vibes.
Hell yeah. Sorry about that. I got to adjust my voice. I'm sorry for the people out there that are probably like, what the fuck? But anyway, smoke of the show real quick before we head on to the topic at hand. I have me rolled up, courtesy of Demon Exotics, some raspberry. What is it called again?
Raspberry beret.
Raspberry beret, and of course Zittles, and that Keefy brought me in to the show this go around. Was you blueberry, right?
Blueberry.
It looks really clean. Love it. About to smoke it. There's a fat stack right in the beginning, like about an inch of the blunt. It's just pure Keef, dog. Oh my god, what side? This side. But anyway, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Demon Exotics. Go over there to their Instagram at Demon Exotics. Remember, there's two N's. Always two N's. Give them a like and, well, what is it? A follow, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Sir.
Give them a follow and let them know TokeTok sent you. If you guys hit them up for any of their products that they have, just skim through and everything. If anything, DM them. They will get back to you. Great customer service.
Almost immediately.
Oh, there you go. Almost immediately from the source himself. But before I spark this blunt, I'm not going to use that. Subject at hand. We're going to talk about gods. And I don't think there's any more than just gods. But real quick, when it comes to, we're not going to specifically talk about religion itself. We're going to talk about the aspect of the deities of each religion. That's what we're going to talk about. And when it comes to like polygods, polygods, multiple gods, monotheistic gods,
right.
Of course, like Muslim, Christianity, so on and so forth.
Right.
Which is nice. I actually usually don't ask people what their religion is, because I don't care. Like, I mean, it doesn't bother me because I don't hate nobody because of their religion.
Exactly.
I don't at all. But I just never ask, what religion do you follow, or do you not follow a religion?
I'm actually currently trying to find my faith. So this is like a pretty perfect topic for me right now.
I like
honestly.
it. Yeah, and just like me, I know all my listeners, you guys followed me on my faith journey, and for the longest time, I was agnostic. I always accepted that there's a higher power, but I was not yet convinced by it. Of course, that's like definition perfect of what I was. I was never an atheist. I always thought there was something there, but I didn't want to call him God. So, and then and everybody knows my point on Jesus, and how I think he was not in the bad sense of he was a con man, as in like, oh, he's out to take your money. I just think, of course, Jesus was one of the smartest men of his time, and probably the smartest man of his time. And he took basically a broken down religion almost, and he ran with it. And of course, you know how he said he was the son of God by the prophets, from the Torah, or no, not the Torah. What do the Bible, the Old Testament? There you go. When he read the Old Testament, he basically fulfilled the prophecy of the Son of God touching earth and all that noise. And then, of course, Christianity was built off of that, and then all his followers built other religions, like Roman Catholic was St. Peter and people like that. And I found a religion, and it was in a polytheistic, or was it polytheism or something like that? Yeah, multiple gods. My religion I follow has multiple gods, multiple deities, and I've actually always thought about this religion because my family is, well, not like my immediate family, but people that I've known over time, know of over time, stories and stuff like that. Their religion is Norse, of course, because most of my family is from those areas like Sweden, Denmark, all that noise, where we're, of course, you guys know, if you guys go to Instagram, you guys know my real name, very Nordic name. So I finally just decided to go with that religion, and it's treating me better, I guess. I have, because I have faith, and you don't so say pray in this religion. You just like ask almost, because according to the religion, Odin is not a jealous god, and he will, if you just ask, he can say no, and he can say yes. So you just ask. And I know in some religions, like Christianity, the Christian God is a very jealous God. So you go with that. I mean, not knocking anybody's religion, but it's just what I've done, soul searching on my religion. Read different articles, different papers from different people around the world, saying how they compare this God to that God and the tendencies of this God to that God and stuff like that. And in my findings, I found that the Christian God he's very jealous, and you must love him and him only. And I didn't quite agree with that. Okay. And so I moved on to a single God religion, to multiple God religion. I looked into like Hindu, which was very, the way you have to like worship in Hindu is, I guess, not my style. So I found this religion, which was great. And I mean, hopefully this talk on the podcast tonight will open your eyes to more religions, because I got a list. I'm not going to quite go word for word with everything, but I got a list of a bunch of religions and multiple gods, one single God, stuff like that. But when it comes to multiple gods, what religion comes to your mind first? Or what group of people from around the world? Like, there's multiple, like, and obviously there's some that aren't around no more, and there's some that are still here, and so on and so forth. Like with like polygods, I think of like the Greek gods, the Roman gods, Norse gods, and those are all, if you think about it, they're all one and the same. They each tell the same story,
right? Just
different characters and different, but unlike, like, no, I'll use Norse religion because that's really, I've been diehard into that. Like our gods, those gods, they physically walked on earth at one point in time in their stories. They were actual people. And how the religion was started is Odin went to the tree of life and he hung himself for 9 days. And he ended up living through that, and basically got not like superpowers, but he got like a sense of godlike powers, be able to create stuff like that. And a lot of that, the religion doesn't know where Odin got this from. They just know that he hung himself for 9 days from the tree of life, which is an ash tree. And that ash tree is actually in Scandinavia, at the center of the planet. Basically, like if you the planet is a sphere, and if you find the direct center of that sphere, that ash tree is actually there at the center. So obviously either somebody planted it sometime back in the day, because they said there's an ash tree at this point. So he may have planted it, but that ash tree could have been literally the ash tree that Odin hung himself from.
Okay, facts.
And in this ash tree, it's the world is broken up into like 9 circles, and the Aesir, which are in one circle, and they're like the gods. That's where your Odin, your Thor, stuff like that comes into play. And then you got a step below that, which are almost they're magical beings. Like, they're not gods, they're magical, and they tend to, that's where your sacrifices came into play and stuff like that, is through them. And then a step below that, they're giants, dwarves, stuff like that. They're not magical beings, but they're beings that some are stronger than gods, but they're not gods. And then below that is our realm, like Earth, like where we go. And then there's just more and more realms from there. There's like the ice realm, the fire realm, and then at the very bottom there's hell. But it's not hell because it's named after the person, the god who watches it, which is Hel, Hel. But that's where you go in that religion when you die of old age, like a male who dies of old age, because in the Norse religion, not so much today, but back in the day, they fought and they died in battle, and that's how you got to Valhalla. And if you died of old age, you just go to hell and you just wander. I mean, it's not bad, but it's also not good. You want to go to Valhalla, but it's not bad. It's just it's almost like a purgatory. Almost. And then you walk around, and then Odin has the choice to come down the hell and bring spirits of those warriors to Valhalla, because the main thing is what Odin is trying to do is get all the best warriors on the planet for Ragnarok. And Ragnarok is a guaranteed loss to the gods. Odin will die, Thor will die. Venfir, which is a giant wolf, he will devour the sun. He will eat the sun. He will kill Odin in one final battle, and then the sea serpent Questnir will come out of the sea and fight Thor, and Thor will kill him but die from the venom. And then after that, the biggest, baddest giant of their religion, Soot, will come out of the sky, and he's like a lava giant, and he will come out, and once Odin is dead, he will show his face and he will destroy the planet. And it's not like where they'll just destroy the planet and then that's it. They'll destroy the planet and then life will start again. It's almost like a cleanse. And it's always up to
like a purge.
Yeah, it's almost like a purge.
It's crazy.
And it's up to people to come back to the earth after millions of years. And they say Odin will be reborn in another person, and they will become Odin. And the big thing about Odin, how Odin really found out about Ragnarok, is Odin gave his right eye for knowledge. So that's why if you ever see Odin's picture, he has no eye. He has an eye patch on. And it's wild. The religion's wild. I love the religion. It's very.
Now that because like I've always seen, so like with you saying that, like my mind's just like picturing, like seeing like Odin, like little scenes from the movie Ragnarok, like everything you're saying, like the wolf, like everything you're saying, like the little story that I've seen and heard on TikTok, like it's just like everything's just like everything like pristine, my guy. Like pristine is pretty amazing. Dude. Pretty amazing.
It's the first religion that I've actually like looked up and obviously is faithed in it, that the gods will lose.
Okay.
Like it's the first religion that I've seen like that, because Ragnarok's a guaranteed loss, and all's they're doing, like Odin and all the warriors that go to Valhalla, all the warriors will fight with Odin against these creatures, and all they're trying to do, it's a guaranteed loss, but all they're trying to do is have humanity that much longer before Soot. Because the thing is, once Odin dies, Soot comes. And if you fight Fenrir as long as you can, Soot doesn't come. So you give our realm that much longer to prosper, or maybe get to Valhalla in some way and give more soldiers. Because as long as soldiers keep fighting, Soot doesn't come, which is wild. And all you guys out there, if you guys are loving this religion like I do, there is a church where I live around. It's actually called a temple. Like the Jewish religion is called a temple, so don't get them mixed up. But it's really fun. They have a vulva, or which commonly known as a seer. They can see the future. They can see your destiny, all that noise. I've actually had the opportunity to talk to a seer of the church that I attend to, and I've heard some crazy shit about my destiny. It's nuts.
That's pretty tough, though.
But they won't see you if you're not part of the religion, which is wild. Because, I mean, in my faith, I believe every word he said. But if I was looking from the outside of the box, I'd be like, kind of like, it's almost like having a prophet.
Okay.
In Christianity, a guy who says, "Oh, I talk to God," or "I talk to Jesus." Nowadays, a lot of people just look at you as crazy. Like, "Oh, I talk to God." Sometimes that can be a good thing, but like us as a society nowadays, we look at you and you're like, "Yeah, you talk to God. You should be in a mental institution." But I mean, look at the, like you were saying before the show started. Look at the Christianity, like you said. Christianity has a bunch of stories, but we actually have Christianity itself actually has a book that explains all those stories, and a lot of them to me a little far-fetched, but it's obviously it's about faith. I mean, it's all about faith.
All about faith.
Because like Christian, look at the religion I practice and look at Christianity in time. They fought each other. They literally have killed each other only because the Christians say, "Oh, they're heathens."
Okay.
And they're like, you ever watched Vikings? The show Vikings?
I've seen snippets of it on TikTok.
Okay, so when they fight people in England, they're fighting not some Vikings fought them because they were Christians, but some Vikings also just wanted land, but they were fighting the Vikings because they're heathens. They worship false gods. In their eyes, God is almighty, but they could just be all the same person. Like in my religion, Odin could be God. In Christian religion, Allah is fucking their God in that religion. I mean, it's like you said, it's the same story, just different characters. Mm-hmm. And there's a few religions out there that are more, I guess, more far-fetched.
Right.
Like Seventh-day Adventists. Their religion is very weird because there's this guy named Joseph who found a golden book buried in the middle of the woods, and God told him that it was there, and that's how Seventh-day Adventists, and then eventually we won't talk about them, but from Seventh-day Adventists become Mormons. Like Mormons was a branch, and then from there it's branched Davidians, which is a branch of Mormons, and so on and so forth. But it all came back to this golden book this guy found in the middle of the woods. I mean, it's very far-fetched. I actually have a family member that's Seventh-day Adventist, and like they worship on Saturday, stuff like that. Well, I mean, I can't talk too much shit. I worship on Thursday. I go to church on Thursdays, so it's a lot different. But like they do it because on Sunday it's technically the beginning of the week in their religion. And in society, Sunday is the last day of the week. And so technically Saturday was the last day, and then Sunday was whatever. But they're both Christian. But like in Baptist religion, God made the earth in 6 days and rested on the seventh, which is Sunday, the day of Sabbath, whatever. And that's when you rest. But they believe that God rested on Saturday, and technically, and Sunday was the beginning of the week. And it's just all about how you perceive everything.
All about perspective.
Perspective is 90% of the truth that you can make it. You can make anything with perspective truth, which is wild, in my opinion, because the truth is the truth. Doesn't see how you perceive it or not.
Right.
I mean, I'm not knocking any religion at all. Nothing. I don't. Maybe the extremists. Maybe them, because some religions extremists are fucking crazy. Even Christians.
So dumb.
Wild.
A little bit of Navy background. I used to excuse me. I was TAD, temporarily assigned duty, and I was in the military to the what's it called? To pretty much like, it was called CRMD. It was pretty much like church in a sense, but it was for multiple religions. Yeah. And they had a book that told you almost every religion. There's a religion, you can look it up. Everybody out there, you can look it up if you think I'm lying, that they worship a spaghetti monster.
Yes, it's called Ziontology or some shit like that. It's a wild ass religion.
Crazy.
It's a wild ass religion that actually started on Reddit about 20 years ago when Reddit first formed. It was actually after 4chan and all that noise, but actually started on Reddit. Okay. And obviously, when a religion gets a following, it gets to become a religion, which is wild. Because I mean, there's a bunch of religions out there. If you take the time to research religions, I mean, of course, when you type in religions, it's gonna pop up like your main religions, like Christianity, Muslim, so on and so forth. But you got to dive deep and find out the religions, because there are some countries out there, like wild countries out there, just in the middle of nowhere. Just countries that are there that you're like, oh, that's a country, and they have a religion that's fucking out there, like wild, and it's crazy. It's just, it's faith, man. I mean, just see how all the religions started with faith. It's like, just pop up and religion. When do you think religion was created? Like the aspect of religion. If you believe in God, he's always been there. But the aspect of God gave you the knowledge to worship him. When do you actually think that happened? Because we don't know.
Facts though.
We actually don't know. Because of course we can go back as far as like Native Americans. They invented, like, not saying their religion's wrong or whatever, but a lot of scholars think that they invented a religion based on their surroundings. If they have a drought, obviously a drought hurts people. When you don't have a harvest, people starve, and they probably blamed it on something, and then eventually that they blamed it and they gave it so much knowledge that it became something, and then so on and so forth. But as far as when it comes to like culture or community around from in time, it's hard to pinpoint, because we don't know if the Neanderthals were worshipped. We don't know. Facts. And we will never know, because we can barely find bones.
Exactly.
So it's like we're gonna find a cross. Like it's wild.
You make a very valid point about that though, because like, fact, because when did it come to the point that like, oh yeah, there's a God, something made us or whatever the case may be. It's like, at what point did the story start to like, because they have drawings or quote unquote pictures in caves and stuff like that. But it's like, how? Because you can go out to the Egyptian type stuff. How could you put that in the time frame, and then you have the like you said, the Neanderthals? Like, what time frame does that coexist? Because they have pictures, drawings, and stuff of Wi-Fi signals, computers, all type of jizz. So you get
aliens.
You feel what I'm saying?
Spaceships. Dog.
So you get to tell you mean to tell me that the hieroglyphic shit is depicting a spaceship, computers, all type of shit that we ain't found, quote unquote, found yet.
Yeah. See, I mean, I forgot about the Egyptians. I know scholars want a baseline on when religions actually came about, and we believe the Egyptians were some of the first to organize religion, like as worships, like churches and stuff. But obviously, when we start digging up older stuff, we find other stuff, but there's no signs of, like, I guess, worship. There's no holy book, or there's no religious symbols like crosses, maybe something. I mean, it's wild, man. And like the Egyptians, I think the Egyptians, when it came to like organizing religion, like sit down and worship your god and stuff like that, because before they just pay tribute. They'd bring grain and stuff to the pharaoh, and then the pharaoh would, it's almost like Catholics. It's like a lot of times they go to the Pope, and Pope will talk to God for everybody, and so on and so forth. It's just like almost like the Pharaoh, because they believe for the longest time the Pharaoh was a god. He was the god put in human form, not the god, but a god.
Facts.
And every person, of course, that was bloodline back in the day. So the firstborn male, or however they did it, would become the pharaoh, and they would be okay with that because he came from a god, so that makes him a god. And it's just wild to think about shit like that. Like, that's why I wish time travel would just be a thing, like to be able to just time travel back 10,000 years. We can learn so much. 10,000. Could you imagine traveling back to 10,000 BC and actually like studying the culture, the communities? We can actually
fuck around, get hit with a spear.
Yeah, that too. That should be wild as fuck. You go all the way back just to die. That should be nuts.
God damn.
I'd be so pissed. Like, if I had a god and I went up to heaven or something, I'd be like, bruh, like, really?
Come on, you let me go all the way out here to get fucked up,
to get fucking killed by a spear. Like,
could have warned me something to give me a shield. God damn it, something. Come on now, run it up.
But when it comes to, I'm gonna ask a question, and people out there, this is all opinion and for content, of course. When it comes to a single god religion and a multi-god religion, which one in your mind is more believable? Like, we won't pinpoint each. Well, you can think in your mind about the different religions, but don't say a religion. Just say this, because like you said, single god religions are all the same story, different characters. And then when you look at it, Egyptians, Roman, Norse, Greek, all the same. It's Zeus, Odin. Who the fuck is, I don't even know the head of religion of Egyptian. I forget. It's not, is it Sut? No. Holy shit. I don't even know. I don't know. But it's all the same. So when it comes down to which is more believable in your mind, because you don't have a religion, so you can be unbiased on your decision. I mean, like, the only reason why I asked this is I was a guest on another podcast about the same exact theme, and I was asked that question at the end of the show, but I had already established a religion, so I guess he waited for it to what we talked about. But you don't have a religion. Oh, you don't have a,
Faith
a faith. Mm-hmm. And it'd be more suitable now, because I want to know, before we start talking about more and more stuff, I want to know, just by the knowledge, well, if you sat down and were picking through religions, what multiple gods or single god religions, what would be more believable?
I'd honestly have to probably do my research a little bit more just to even have a valid biased opinion, because I don't want to be too biased on something that I don't know too much of. You understand? So, but for right now, I'd probably say, if I had to give an answer, single. Because I don't know anything as much as far as of multiple gods. I haven't done enough research or heard enough about it to even have it in my head to follow that faith yet.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Facts.
And there's not a lot of multi-god religions around nowadays, like mainstream religions. There's not a lot. I mean, you got Hindu, you definitely got Norse, but that's really about it. Like the Greek, most Greeks are Christian now, Roman Catholic to be specific, and the Roman religion died out when the Christian religion came around in England. It died with Constantine, King Constantine, which he was the last Roman emperor, for one, and he was the last, I guess, he was the last king to be part of multi gods. Okay. But no, I totally get what you're saying, because probably growing up you were more attuned to the single god religions. Mm-hmm. And so was I, until I learned my heritage and stuff like that, and I found out that my dad and them knew and stuff like that, but I really did a lot of research and did a lot of like DNA findings and stuff like that. And
okay.
We turned up, a lot of our DNA findings came up that we thought we came from one person, but we didn't, and it was a whole fabrication to keep. Basically, it was family drama, and we found out that our bloodline comes from a different grandfather than what we. I think that's how it went. Yeah, it was like our grandfather, because my grandmother's my grandma's, my dad's mom's grandmother.
Okay.
Was unfaithful.
Okay.
To a person who was fresh off the boat from Denmark, and our bloodline came from that. Our assumed bloodline was Irish, but it's not. It's Danish, Slavic, and did a lot of searching, found family members, long lost family members, and we found our great grandfather, who was actually part of the family but wasn't known as the grandfather to us, because of that mishap, and the DNA brought up controversy. And then finally somebody who knew the story from the direct source came out and was like, yes, this is what happened.
Fair enough.
And I've actually really enjoyed learning and being with that new family side of the family, because I always thought that I was, not be cliche, but I always thought that I was Viking, Viking. I always, the beard, the looks, like my grandfather he looked, dude, if you watch the Vikings, he looked like one of those motherfuckers right from the show.
That's tough.
And I just dug and met with these people, talked to these people, and found out that I have a legitimate bloodline connection to Bjorn Ironside, the son of Ragnar Lothbrok.
That's tough.
And which is nuts. And this is how I found a guy. I'll show him to you on Instagram after the show. But then I found a long lost cousin. And he is a direct descendant to Ivar the Boneless, was Bjorn's brother. And we found each other and we're like, bro, you look like my grandfather. And I was like, bro, you look like my great grandfather. And then
around be related to half Bjorn Bjornsson, the fucking strong man or some shit.
Oh yeah, right. Right.
That'd be crazy though, bro.
It's nuts to find out all that shit. That was wild.
Hell yeah,
and it sparked a new interest in my life. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, I want to for one, I'm a descendant of one of the greatest known Vikings on the planet. I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. And then I found a cousin who is a direct descendant of the other most famous fucking Viking on the planet. It's fucking wild, man.
Facts. I'm just black Mexican Honduran. Pretty basic. Let's see.
That's wild. But since you were in the Navy, obviously you traveled. Were there any did you get to experience any multi-god religions?
Oh, so I wouldn't be able to probably. So I got to see some cause I said they host certain towns for certain religions to come inside the what is it called? It's not called a church, but it's called something
Chapel?
else. Thank you. So
the Chapman.
Lord have mercy.
The Chapman was probably the head guy.
That I was trying to die. Thank you. Man, trying to find out the whole time. So boom, I'll work for the chapel. That was my job over there. I was T80. I was T80 there or whatever. So I would sit and legit try to not eavesdrop, but in a sense eavesdrop to try to hear a little bit more about the religion. Try to, in a sense, just be able to, not in a sense relate, but if they were to bring it up, I would have something to talk about with them in a sense. But
a little connection.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know I when we were in France, we got to see one of the first churches ever built.
Yes, that's cool.
So I have pictures of it, and I'll show you videos of it.
My dad, well, obviously he did 30 years in the Navy. When he went to all those historical hot spots, I was obviously went to school for history, so he would always take the pictures for me because I'm like that. I can look at a picture of a building and be like, wow, it just blows my mind. But no, that's definitely fucking cool. I've never stepped foot. I've seen pictures. My dad stepped foot in it, but
they had guards and shit, bro. Watching it, it was type scary. You didn't know what you could and could not take pictures of because it's in a different language.
Yes.
So that was probably the only part that kind of had me shook. I didn't know if I was supposed to have flash on the little phone, the camera, or the case may be. They had little dungeons, it was blocked off, caged off. They had people standing there and everything. They didn't talk to you or nothing. Guards didn't speak to you or nothing. They just stood there. It was legit guards. So that was pretty cool, honestly. And then in Greece, I don't know if it's a worship time or whatever it is, but they would go somewhere and it was a certain time and people would be worshiping something.
No, okay.
So I don't.
It's probably the Greek mythology, the Greek. I hate calling it mythology because it's not. It's a myth, but right? it's a religion.
Right.
It's so Greek mythology. They're probably definitely because they're just like Norse religion. They probably have a patron god that they worship. Athens, they worshipped Athena.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Right. Sicily, Poseidon. Just shit like that. But me, I
didn't know that. That's crazy.
Certain, especially if you go to Denmark, certain areas of Denmark worship different gods. They I guess, pray, because it's not pray. It's not called praying,
Right.
but it's praying, but it's not called that. It's like where I went and met some of my family members, they worshipped Odin.
Okay.
And then they took me to this museum like halfway across the country, and I was speaking to other people in the same religion, and they worshipped, some worship Thor, some worship Freya, some worship Frey, Loki. Like it's just different. It really depends on probably it's probably regional.
Okay.
And it's just probably like just time. I mean, 900 years ago, that area probably liked the heart, like the like gardening. What the fuck, like to farm.
Okay.
And like Freya, she is the goddess of agriculture.
Okay.
So they probably worshipped her where they farmed at, and so on and so forth.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, but like on our days of worship, when I pray to the All-Father, which is when you pray to Odin, you don't say Odin, you say the All-Father.
Okay.
And the reason why you call him that is because he is the one who fathered all the gods.
Okay. Then.
Well, he fathered to a degree that they're all direct bloodline to Odin. And Freya, who was his wife, was not an Aesir, which is a goddess. She was on the tier lower, because at one point in time, those two tiers were fighting each other. And they came to a truce and said, look, Odin, our leader, will marry somebody from your realm, and we'll call it even. And they're like, okay. And it ended up being Freya, and she ended up being like the most badass goddess you can. I mean, she's like it's like when you look at some gods and goddesses, they go like the god of light and the god of this. She's like god of like 89 different things. Like she is like the shit when it comes to the religion itself.
Okay.
And you obviously give praise to Odin, obviously, and then you pray to your patron god. Like me, I'm Frey, who is Freya's brother, and he is actually the guard who stands on the realm between the Aesir and this I forget what they're called, but the second tier, he's basically the guard, and he is stronger than Thor, but Thor never wants to fight him, so they don't know. In the history, in stories and stuff like that, he always asks Thor to fight him, but Thor never fights him. And it's like a running joke that basically he knows he'll lose, and he just doesn't want to make a fool of himself because Thor is Thor. It's fucking crazy.
Okay.
But, and out of you working in the chapel and stuff like that, what's your weirdest religion?
It'd probably have to be the spaghetti one. That's probably like the weirdest one that I've probably heard of and probably read up on. Probably the weirdest one, probably.
That's, I mean, I haven't really like looked it up, but I know the name Zionology. It's weird, and I think it's not a religion. It's a religion, but I don't see it as a religion. I see it as more of like a level-headed cult.
Okay.
Like not some Satan demonist and shit like that. I'm talking about like,
I know what you mean. Facts.
it's like, it's a religion. You worship a god, but I don't think it's a god. I just think it's something that they worship, and it's like cult. It's like a cult comedy, a cult movie. Like it's just, I just think they found something fascinating, and you just got that much following to actually make it something. But it's not like Christianity or Hindu or Muslim, so on and so forth. So, but that's wild. Never met anybody who claimed that religion. But you're probably the 100th person to ever mention that religion to me. And sometimes people mention the religion. I'm like, oh yeah, Zionology. And they're like, whoa, like how the fuck did you know that? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, more you know, dog.
Exactly.
And then plus I'm the guy who it's probably ADD, not gonna lie. But in my mind, how I justify this is I can't go to sleep until I learn something new. Because I'm seeking.
My brain gonna be running.
Yeah, like I'm always seeking that knowledge. I'm always seeking that next weird fact that you could use somewhere down the line. It's wild. It's wild. Actually, I was watching a show and somebody said a weird fact, and I looked it up and it was real. And it was, did you know that those spiky balls that fall from trees?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that houses a nut, an edible nut that's rich in flavor that tastes like chocolate?
What?
Never knew that. I always thought they were assholes.
Bro.
Yeah. So, but there's one nut inside because what you do is when they're brown and stuff, it's done dried out. Okay. You know how when they're green and they're hard and spiky, that's when you crack them open.
What?
And then there's a nut inside that a lot of people use them for coffee. It's more of a coffee nut. And I don't trust it, but if I ever saw it in a grocery store, I'd probably try it.
Facts, me too.
I'm always that person that's actually looking for the next bizarre food as well. I'm like the last thing about...
Was it man versus food type shit?
Yeah. About 3 days ago, I tried octopus for the first time.
What? And octopus for? Man, that's the only... Hold on. You got it cooked though, right?
No, it's traditional.
You a gangster.
Yeah, I went to that fucking Japanese restaurant in Town Center.
You a gangster for real?
Yeah, bro, that shit was nuts. That shit was wild, bro.
Did it get stuck? Was it hard to swallow a little bit?
Yeah. But what you're supposed to do?
Was it still alive when you ate it?
Yeah.
See, you're a fucking gangster, fool. Nah.
Yeah, I literally it was like with the tentacles and all that. It was like this big.
Nah,
it was one of the small ones. And then what you're supposed to do is you get hot tea served with it, and you eat it, and you're immediately, after you get the flavoring, you're supposed to drink the hot tea, because what that does is the sucker shrivel up, and it allows you to swallow it. I got it pretty far down, and then I think I was freaking out, but because my buddy that was with me kept asking me, are you choking? And I think I just freaked myself out and was like, dude, I think I'm not choking, but it's something going on there. And I drank the tea, and that sensation went away. But I just think it was my mind playing shit on me. But no, it's weird. I was told by the waiter to, when I put it in my mouth, like this octopus in your mouth, you're supposed to go tentacles down and then bite at the end to kill it. And when you bit into it, the only thing I didn't like about it was the ink. And because it was bitter, like the ink was bitter, very bitter, and I don't think that I would ever want to eat that. Because some people drink that shit, and I'm just like, nah.
But that shit, nope.
This is wild.
Because in some cultures, for those listening, if I'm wrong, please don't hash me. Don't fucking come to IG bashing me and that shit.
I would love to know so I can fix it on the podcast. If anything he's about to say is wrong, please DM TokeTok _radio and we will get that fixed for you.
Exactly. But some cultures, it's like a rite of passage in the sense to, not since like choke on that octopus, but like what you just said, type all in all, to get the octopus and but they mix the what is it, the ink with something, and they make it like an alcohol.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I saw it on a show. Yeah, it's like a rite of passage. It's in their culture. I don't know if it's a religion thing, but it's in their culture. It's almost like I watched a show last night about in Zulu clans in Africa. Their rite of passage. I think it was Zulu. I'm sorry, I'll fix that, but I think it's Zulu. But it's in Africa.
Okay.
They go to this They go into the middle of this forest. Specifically Ethiopia. There's this forest in Ethiopia, and they go there and they have this shit called a bullet ant. And what they do is they make these gloves, and the males have to put on the gloves and wear them for 1 minute. Wild, bro. Why? Because I watched this dude on YouTube get stung by a bullet ant.
Australian or something like that.
I forget. Well, I think
Wild Coyote.
Yeah,
right?
Wild Coyote.
Yep, damn shit right.
He did that and he like passed out. Like he like literally was like fucked. And those Ethiopian kids, I don't know if it's just Ethiopians or everybody, but whoever the fuck does that is wild because they put hundreds of them fuckers in there. And
Yeah, I don't know.
See, that shit's wild. Like if like USA had some shit like that, I'd move.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
but-
nah, dude, I'm fine.
So, our boat was supposed to go to Australia. I am so fucking glad that the weather was too bad that we couldn't even cross that part of the ocean. When I tell you, they have grasshoppers the size of my knuckle, bigger than my entire hand.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Fuck outta here.
for all you people who don't know about Australia, like if you guys don't know, please open a book. But Australia, when I watch my shows, the top 10 most dangerous animals on the planet, Australia has like 8 of them.
Yep. Every
Like
fucking time.
8 of them, and 7 of them can just show up in your house.
Yep.
At any given moment.
The fucking
Wild.
spiders.
Oh yes, those like, oh
They
man,
can hide in your fucking toilet. They wait for you.
yeah, no. Like I think if I grew up in Australia, I would probably be less keen to having children because it'd just be sad to see your child get hurt by a
Right.
spider that is just everywhere. Like it could just come out of nowhere. I mean, we got our dangerous stuff. Well, the other day I just killed a brown recluse. That shit was
Bro, I
wild.
just killed one in my crib last night. That's
Yeah.
crazy as fuck, bro.
Yeah, I killed one on our back porch. It was
Yeah.
running across the back porch.
They're fast as shit, too.
Yeah, and I was like, because what I did is I killed it, and then I took a picture of it and put it through my phone, and it came up as the brown recluse, and I was like, wow. I was like, fuck that, because I've had friends, personal friends, bit by them fuckers, dude. Like I have one chick I knew in high school. Her like up into like the middle of her boob from like her collarbone down was she got bit 3 times by the same spider right there, and it literally ate all her skin, bro. She had a skin graft from her hip. Shit's fucking wild.
My older brother got bit on his, we don't know what spider it was, but he got bit on his thigh, his sack, and his knee. And he said he had to put him to sleep in order for him to go down there for his nuts. 'Cause it was too much pain.
I bet. I fucking
They had to go numb it, and it's just like it was. Oh man, I think I was in like 5th grade maybe, so I didn't really know how bad it was. Like I became a man and realized how serious that shit is.
That's wild. That's fucking wild. But yeah, I've never been to Australia, and I don't think I'd ever go.
No,
On my personal
you couldn't
opinion,
pay me.
if I would go, I would have to go to the big city, like be in the city, like walking on concrete
Facts.
everywhere. I would probably go to Sydney, and that's probably about it.
But then you got the magpie birds.
Yeah, I know, right? Fuck.
If you know what the magpie bird is, look at the fuck.
Yeah,
the bird
look, them
literally will
motherfuckers.
attack you for nothing.
No, for no reason. Like it's like, just think, all you Americans out there, just think the Canadian geese
Facts.
times 100 on like short temperness. Like them motherfuckers will attack you for. I've seen videos of people just walking.
A flying chihuahua.
Yeah. There you go.
On
Yeah.
10 for no fucking reason.
Yeah, for no reason. And then I actually had a guy that I met through a buddy who was from Australia. He was in the Navy from Australia. And he told me this story, dog, about a bear or a creature that hides in trees that give off shade, and they wait for people to sit in the shade and attack them.
Nah.
Bruh. He told me that, and I was like, is that a koala bear? And he's like, nah, just think of a koala bear, but something that will eat your face. And I was like, what?
Nah. Fuck
I'm
that
like,
shit, nah.
what? Like, all because I want some shade. I'll get fucking eaten. Like, that's
I
fucked
ain't
up.
even gonna go under a fucking tree after that. Hell no. And there's the thing, koala fucking bears aren't even really cute. These fuckers carry a fucking, what is it, what disease do they carry?
Gonorrhea.
Yeah.
They carry.
Like, come the
it's
fuck
either
on.
Yeah, it's gonorrhea. It's the G one. Yeah, it's the fucking the shit that'll fuck you up if you don't have penicillin.
Because the leaves that they eat don't give them enough fucking nutrients.
Yeah.
No, it's chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
That's what it is.
There it
Chlamydia.
is.
It's chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
Because the baby, if you're eating, I'm sorry, but the fucking babies have to eat their mother's poop because they can't. It's because their stomach can't digest the only fucking green leaf that they eat, which just doesn't give them any fucking energy to do anything. That's why they're so slow. They're pretty much like a damn sloth if you think about it.
Yo, sloths are cool though.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a sloth? Okay, so there's this video out there where a sloth dropped its baby and it was trying to get it by staying on the branch, and it was like reaching out and it was like going real fucking slow. It was, I don't know why it was funny, but it was the funniest shit because it's a fucking sloth trying to fucking get its
And
baby.
they're pretty fucking big.
And they're big. Oh, see, I've held a sloth. The Norfolk Zoo.
What?
I got I don't know. I was with my daughter that just came in, and you can pay like $10 and get a picture of the sloth. And the sloth that I had was like a 7-year-old child. Like when you like picked it up, it was like long as fuck.
Obvious. Cause them fucking daggers.
See,
fam.
okay, they have the daggers, but they are actually like, except for the tip, they're round. Like they're like rounded off. Like if it like went to grab you for one, you could probably fucking do a cartwheel before it touches you.
Facts.
But if it want to grab you, but when it grabs you, if it like grabs your arm, it's not gonna like, unless it did like this, it wouldn't do nothing because they literally cup everything.
Okay.
It's weird because the one I had was like, I was holding it, I took a picture, and it like wanted the trainer back, so it was like reaching out for it, and when it like grabbed her, it like cupped her arm. It wasn't like, it's not like them like taling it or
still be like,
it's wild. But no, but you are absolutely correct. The shits are like this long, but in a curve form. They're like 3 or 4 inches long. And the big thing is when it comes to biting, their teeth are like a traditional herbivore.
Okay.
Like flat teeth. Like they can bite you, but it's gonna be almost like a human bite.
Yeah, plus you gonna
left.
see it too. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Can elbow
Yes.
the fuck out that sloth. You talking about? Ming up. Sit your ass. The hell you doing? Watch out.
Shit, sloths are cool.
Get a
The sloth. You ever seen that movie?
Zootopia.
Zootopia, bro.
Yeah. That's my shit,
Bro.
Cool.
When that movie came out in theaters, you know, other than like when movies come out in theaters, I tend to only see it one time.
Right.
That's it, and then wait for it. But I forget what Harry Potter movie it was, but I saw that Harry Potter 7 times in the movie theater. For one, I was working there at the time, so I got free movies. But Zootopia, when that shit came out, I saw that bitch 4 times.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I went, I just went because Jason Bateman, love that guy. So I was like, I'm going to go watch this movie.
Facts.
Sat in that movie theater, sober as hell, didn't think about it. Sitting there, and I'm like, dude, this is hilarious.
Pretty fucking funny, right?
So I go back, and I hit up my dudes that day. I'm like, bro, you ever seen Zootopia? Nah, man. You gotta see it.
Gotta see it.
We get together, we smoke a bunch of pot, and we went to the movie, and it was amazing. It was that much fucking better. And Happy Feet was my other shit, dude, when that shit came out. Happy Feet was my shit. I know I told you in the pregame not to get off topic, but we are way the fuck off topic, and that's my fault. But damn, that's that. I'm telling you guys, hit them up. I got this Keef, bro. And it ain't that dirty shit you see out here. Not even stunting. I wish I had Keef to show you. You would look at that and be like, why? Why did you buy that? Like, because it's like not all brown, but it's like brown. Horrible shit.
Our shit will never look any darker than that.
That's good. If you can get a lighter than this, that would be beautiful. It's hard though. It's just the natural green from the
that little tangent from the fucking
I mean that's just that natural shit.
Our shit legit. So like that's like when I'm going home and shit, I'll send you a video and shit what I'm gonna do. So like I'm dry trimming tonight, so it's more of a for those out there, you know what I'm saying? I trim all the time. I always post updates on trims, so come and look the updates whenever. Come look, whatever. But when I trim, I tend to shake it up and all the trichomes like fall off the leaves, and then I'm done after trimming it. I rub them together ever so slightly, so I'm not mashing the trichomes back into the weed. I'm just slightly doing that, and you pick the tray up and you can shake it, and then the keef literally falls down to the. Like, I'll show you. It's crazy, bro. I'll show you though. It's like
that's wild, dude. That's wild. I know all the videos you see, man. I mean, that's pretty cool. Pretty good setup you have. I like it. It's very, I guess, can't think of the word. I don't know. But it's very like,
it's easy.
Well, yeah, easy.
That's how he wanted to go, because everything in the beginning was complicated.
Your streamlined production is very well, like you have, so that's the word, streamlining everything. You have the, for everything, you have something to produce a sellable product out of that. And I dig that.
We literally use every part of the plant except for the stem.
That's good. Because every part, but the stem has THC in it, but the leaves are, believe it or not, there's some strands out there that have higher THC, like fucking
off their leaves,
because all the trichomes and shit. Yeah, all the terps.
We had to see a strand. We had a strand. It was Lifford. That strand tend to. That's the leaves were real trichomy. The bud didn't have any we call it frost, any frost on it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't it was still decent high, but it just, I was smoking leaves, honestly, like over particularly over the bud. It was easy to roll up. 1, 2, it was just a better high in a sense.
I feel that. No, I've never done that, but I've never smoked leaves, like purposely smoked leaves.
Let me know now.
And I've actually heard from the different growers. The different growers around here, they've actually on some strands actually preferred smoking the leaves of that strand than the buds, because they would get higher. And it's almost like one grower, who is he, so I can give him a shout out, I forget his handle, and I don't also want to say Stella Farms, I'm not going to say his owner, but when I was talking to him, because he was the one like that, and I talked to him about it, and he basically said, you're not technically smoking the leaf. The leaf is a product that fortunately has the high attached to it, like all the trichomes and the terps and all that. And you basically, instead of like, because if you break down all the trichomes and terps and stuff, it basically turns into keef. And if you smoked the leaf with the terps on it already, it's actually, he said, more natural, because you're not breaking down the terpenes and stuff like that, and you're getting what he and his buddies called it as the true high. And I've never tried it, because I've never like asked people, like never said like, hey, do you got like a frosty ass leaf I can smoke? I've never asked anybody that.
So blueberries, the moment blueberry gets done, it's like that's like what you're to keep smoking right now. I will that same fucking night bring you some fucking the trimmings, man. Like, no bullshit. I will bring you the trimmings, easy.
I dig it.
It's easy, bro. I will give you some trimmings to smoke on, easy.
Yeah, and well, see, hopefully my plants produce some trichomy leaves, because that's what I planned on doing. It's from my grow, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna lose a plant.
Let me know now. Get you on what we on. Let me know.
I think I'm gonna lose a plant.
Let me know. Really get you on what we on.
Because it's my first time in soil, so I'm like trying to learn it. Because I can hydro grow, but I'm trying to learn it. But why I say that I think I'm gonna lose it because I'm in the process of trying to save it, and it's working, but it's not getting to the point of what I'm doing, like, because I learned it from another grower, and he taught all his people, and they do it that way, but I think that I'm doing it, but it's not getting the same result as, like, the stories and the instructions that I follow. I'm not getting the end result, like they say, oh, dude, you can save the whole plant. Okay, well, I'm saving half the plant, basically, because at one point down, it's like losing the color, like the chlorophyll is going away, the color, and it's becoming yellow. But when I try to balance it, like I just go in, because if a plant turns a color, you can look up, see what it needs. And when I'm trying to balance that in soil, it's not working. And it's weird because I haven't even transplanted it yet, because it's in a 3.5 gallon bucket right now, and I just got a 5 gallon bucket to put it in. And I'm trying to get it in there, but I'm afraid to pull it out, and it'll just be like, okay, I'm just going to die now. And because I'm trying to work it, but now I'm afraid that it's going to get what's that term? Root rot. Not root rot, root locked. Okay. Where it'll stop growing, and then the roots won't ever grow again. And I'm trying to prevent that, because the last time I looked, I pulled it out and looked, the roots aren't coming out of the soil yet. So it's not going to hit something and not be able to grow. Okay. So I have time, but I'm afraid to transplant it into more soil, because I don't want to, like, fuck up the process I'm doing. But right now it's just a learning experience. I bought some cheap ass seeds, and I took them from dirt to seedling to juvenile right now, and I'm just learning. Like, they're just my process. Okay. But because I have all my children, it's hard to run hydro. Okay. So, and it's just, I don't want them to mess up I'm not worried about them seeing it, because my son, my oldest son, just like having a gun, right? You can legally grow. I'm showing him that it's okay, and he comes over there and looks at the plant with me, and I grow, and we water it together, and it's awareness. Like, I'm just giving my son, and I tell him, like, this is a plant you don't touch, like, because I don't mind him picking the tomatoes that I'm growing. I don't mind any of that, because it will just, like, instantly grow back if he messes one up or something like that. But, like, when it comes to that, I'm just like don't touch. Like, this is because my very first grow, when the law changed, I had 4 growing, and he was a little younger, but he was unaware of the plants, and he just did that. He picked the leaves and stuff all off the plant, just like he did with a sunflower that I had out, this plant, that plant. I mean, it's wild. Give your kids awareness on something that's legal, and don't be afraid to do it, and fuck everybody else's opinion on some real shit. Dude, I'm high. I like this. I like it. Mm-hmm. Now I need to get some sauce.
Have fucking like zips on zips of that shit.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Literally just put that shit in the bag and, like, packed it, and then fucking threw it. That's what I did fucking over.
You heard that, people? Hit up Demon Exotics
with 2 N's. DEMONNEXOTICS. Code TokeTok for 10% off your first purchase.
There you go. 10% off your first purchase. Oh. Sorry. We had a somebody text in. I can hear it. Like, it'll start playing. It comes in like, you can change the voice, but they're kind of like robotic, and they read off the question. And actually, I forgot the question. I'm high. I can look it up real quick. Sorry, my guy who's ever sent in that question. Sorry, my guy. But why I find that, you told me about what's about to go to flush. You told me earlier in the show.
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
Pineapple's
Nice.
going in the flush.
Pineapple. I love pineapple. I love those. I love like the fruity, the fruity buds.
I'm trying to stay too. So I can't wait for you to try that Skywalker. I mean, not Skywalker, the Super Silver Haze. That's,
I'm excited for that because I love Super
man.
Silver Haze, dog. That shit's good.
That's one of the only pure sativa strands that we could get a hold of.
That's wild. You guys go seeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seedlings, or do you clone?
So we've been cloning for a long.
Okay, hold on real
time.
quick.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Before you answer this, because the question
Facts.
relevant to the question. He's asked, do you dirt or do you clone? That was the question.
Fair enough. So we've been cloning. So here's our little math. So we take a chance with the plant. While it's flowering, we're looking to see if it's going to be good. We can kind of tell while it's flowering it's going to be good or not. And 9 times out of 10, just chop that head off that bitch, replant that motherfucker in soil, of course, so it can root again. Then you put it back into the hydro.
Yeah.
So in a sense, answer your question in a sense, both in a sense, because technically we clone it and put it right back in dirt so it can root.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question, homie.
We just started making seeds. If anybody needs any seeds, we have 2 of our most potent and fire strands mixing together. It's gonna be a lot of new crazy flavors coming soon. A lot of new crazy
Did
strands.
you clone any of that, or did you just get seeds out of that cross?
So we haven't even planted any of the seeds yet to even get a clone or any of this. So we're gonna see now. I can't wait. I just can't wait.
Hopefully they're a female, dog.
That's the thing. We today we were building a separate little area just for our tries. Because we can't put that shit into our main manifolds and might fuck up some shit.
Yeah,
so
of
our
course.
trial and error stuff, because fuck around and be a hermit, fuck up the whole operation. So so we're trying to, in a sense, block it off if it needs to be blocked off, but we still need to get that direct light still.
Oh, okay.
But it's like we don't want to cover it. It's a lot. It's too much.
I feel you. It's a process, dog.
For sure.
The first hydro that I grew, man, it was a process. It took fucking forever, it felt like. And then they died. That's the bitch. Like, that was the bitch, dude. Like 5.5 months of tending to them girls. And
I went over there and saw him. Well, I went over and saw, not like when he first had him in his house.
Yeah, oh yeah, because those were all clones. We got all clones.
I was telling him, I was like, yeah, man, you need help, just let me know, ask me and shit. I understand he was like, mountain man, you out there listening, bring your big head ass back.
Yeah, please, dog.
Fry head butt.
I had to go out and get a whole new ass logo, dog. Like, come on, man.
Come on, man. You are my
Oh yeah,
head
check out my new logo on the Instagram at TokeTok
like, share,
Radio.
comment on that. Like, share, and comment on that.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
that's just fucking awesome.
Fire, fuego.
Yes, and then real quick, I gotta give Homeboy a shout out. I can't leave him out. Give Homeboy. Let me find his name real quick. Nick Milano. Yeah, Nick Milano Designs. It's weird. Nick Milano Designs. Milano. But all his shit tough, bro. He's done Coffee Shop. He's done Flood City. He's done TokeTok now. But if you guys, obviously, you guys can check out my logo on my Instagram, or I got to put it on all my new sites. Well, all my Spotify and stuff like that, because I got the old design up there for everything. It's wild. But no, that's tough, dude. You said pineapple is going to flush. I dig it. How long after flush before the process of all that?
So typically, honestly, I'd say it varies on certain plants. Some plants are bigger than others, needing more of a flush time. Because they have to get through every single nug. And then some like fucking Z Skittles. That bitch legit. Some nugs were finishing, but it become finishing budding before some of the other nugs. So we had to legit go in there and open the plant up so that some parts of we had to train the plants that would bend a certain different way so that other plants would get, so that different parts of the plant would get sunlight, because the nugs were so daggone huge.
Oh, yeah.
That's another part of it, having to train your plants to grow a certain way, because they're so freaking huge that they're blocking sunlight from the bottom half of the plants. Because like even the raspberry dense nugs, we don't really like small nugs. Like that's something we don't like. We, even though it's dense, we're the type to, we want you to know it's what we're coming for. We're looking for, you're going to see straight trichomes. That's the one thing you're going to see, trichomes off the rip, the frost. You don't even need flash to see the frost, which is just the thing we're trying to get back to. So it's just everything in a sense. Go to Instagram and check out Instagram. Demon Zog's 2 N's for all your needs and wants. Concentrate, Keef. You need seeds. You want to learn how to grow? You need any advice on anything? Check out TokeTok as well on Instagram. Drop my man a like and a follow.
Please do. Well, they're at Spotify. Still on Spotify. No more Podbean for all of you late guys. On
Spotify, what? What's the...
TokeTok Radio.
Spotify, TokeTok Radio.
Check us out. Check out his interview. We actually had him on last week's Around the Table, interviewing him, and he brought some strands for us to try and all that, and we got super zooted off the first joint. Like, bro. Oh yeah, because we had the concentrate. He actually got some concentrate to me. That shit was wild. It's always good. I enjoyed it. It went in all my blunts. Went in all my shit. But real quick, for you creepypasta followers, I am almost done with the creepypasta. The editing is tough. I wanted to make it a bang for the episode, well, for the story I did, because it's my favorite story for one, and it's the very first creepypasta I ever listened to get me on that kick. But that'll be out shortly. I know you guys have been waiting like a week and a half for it. I actually got a couple emails about it, but I promise you it'll be up. I will actually, to make it up, I will actually not be putting it on the Patreon exclusively, like I usually do for big projects like this. I am actually going to drop it publicly, so the people who are on my Patreon can actually go to the site as of tomorrow at noon, Atlantic time, East Coast time. You guys can go in there and actually type in, I'm looking for it, hold on, I wrote it down here somewhere. Oh, that's the page I did it. You can actually type in TokeTok Radio, no capitalizations, and that will give you 10% off on your Patreon dues for that month coming up, for not making it exclusive like I said I was. It's just there's a whole bunch of people on like YouTube and Instagram that's been asking me about it, and I'm going to drop it publicly and not exclusify it. So to my Patreon guys, just go there, get that 10% off of your Patreon dues, and I'm actually looking for a story right now to do for my exclusive Patreon stuff. I'll drop that in probably about 2 weeks. So whenever, I know I got to change the logo on that. My new logo. It's It's gonna shine. Hopefully, I can win something, because when we got Spotify, when we did Spotify, we actually won. We didn't do nothing. We didn't win or anything, but our logo was number 52 of 100, the best first year logos, like first year people, like podcasters. Our logo won. Well, came in 52nd out of 100, but still, it's like 100 out of 100 people. We came in 52nd, which was, I thought it was good.
Yeah, we came in the first cannabis cup they had out here. We came in 13 by 200.
Oh yeah, you did tell
me. And it
me
wasn't. And the nigga is like, it's a strand that everything now shits on. So it's like, I mean, it was a good strand, of course, but it's like everything now shits on that.
Oh wow.
So it's just like, God damn it.
I feel that. I mean, you guys just got better at growers and tending to your plants, and you produced more percentages. Better
lighting, better nutrients value. Started adding more, giving the babies more sugars. Yeah. Starting to, in a sense, you put lights up a little bit more so they have more room to get taller. Cause you still need. We're trying to have we our preference. Like everybody, you have your own preference when it comes to growing. Our preference, we need at least 5 to 6 inches from the lights.
Oh,
5 to 6 feet from the damn light.
Okay.
Because we don't want the plants to burn up.
Yeah.
But pineapple, that fucker's tall. Trying to train it to grow out and wide, but it's hard. It's hard.
Damn. I know to train a plant, dude. I mean, I didn't train none of our plants, but I know I've been around a couple grow ops that they were training their plants to do all kinds of crazy shit. It's fucking crazy as fuck. But like I said, I'll have that creepypasta out very soon, promise. My next big show will be Tuesday, 420 News at 8 p.m. like always. Yes, and that's 420 News is just to let people know, that is a podcast exclusive, so it will be on my Spotify, my Anchor, and all that noise, because I do not do 420 News on Sirius XM. I do not do 420 News on there, but that's the cool of it. So it keeps the podcast around, because I do 2 or 3 shows on my podcast and 3 shows. I know. See that little fucker? But 420 News, 8 p.m. like always. We'll have 4 not probably brand new, 4 stories for you. And I know one story I picked is about the current state of Delaware. And I thought those people, they're citizens who wanted recreational marijuana, got screwed in the end, but we'll talk about that more on Tuesday. It's definitely the article that I already pre-read that article, and it's wild. Like, it's just because what they did is they did, like, without giving too much away, they did like a lot of loophole stuff to like go around a lot of stuff, and it was wild. All legal, but wild. Interesting story. That will be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. 420 News. And I want to thank you again for coming over and hopping on.
Anytime,
podcast,
brother, anytime
man.
You need me to pull up, and I'm on my way. Come get miggity. You already know when I get a new strand, I'm coming here to smoke it with you. You already know. Every time a new strand drops, as soon as this LSD cure.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
I'm telling you, Fruity Pebbles. I if you don't smell Fruity Pebbles when you smell the bud, I give you a free gram. You heard that from me first, from Demon Exotics Hill.
I dig it. But no, I'm super excited for that strand, and it's gonna be nice. And I'm currently editing up the pictures and reviews of the 3 strands that he dropped off for me the other day. Some raspberry, some zittles, actually 4 strands, sorry, some zittles, bedtime, and big bud. I will have those up on the Instagram at TokeTok _radio here shortly, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll have those up and going, and you guys can get a solid review from your boy Wizard. But I want to thank you again. I will definitely have you on more shows. Definitely more review shows, more any podcast or show you want to be on. Just let me know, dog. I'll always pull out a mic for you. I'll undust the mic, dog. I hate doing this stuff by myself sometimes.
Just let me know, man. I'll pull up on you, man. Just let me know. I'll be on that, man. Just, stay at home dad grower that likes to get fritter died. You hear me? Fritter died.
I feel you. And tune in on Tuesday at 8 p.m. for our next show, 420 News. And always remember, keep your tinfoil hats and your bowls close. You never know what may happen.
This has been another episode of TokeTok After Dark.